Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Lauren, owner of North Shore Tropicals, and today's video I am going to take you along with me while we pick up plants from Ecuador. So I'm actually filming this after the event, but on Friday, Saturday and Sunday we held a pop-up with Tropicals from South America. They're formerly known as Equiflora, and I filmed a little bit. I didn't film as much as I was hoping to. The plants were actually delayed by a couple days, so we went Friday morning to pick them up from the airport, and I had to bump the start time on Friday by a couple of hours, but we managed to get it all done. So I filmed a little bit the morning of day 2 before the doors opened. We had quite a busy Friday. I was actually surprised. Normally I only have it open Saturday and Sunday, as I just figured Friday wouldn't be a day that many people would come, as you know, Friday is usually a work day, but to my surprise, nobody works that's into plants, or they took the day off maybe specifically to come, which is awesome. I always have so much fun at these events. It's great to see. We have such a great plant community here, and you know, you see faces you haven't seen it for a while, and everybody kind of comes together and chit chats about their plants and whatnot, and it's always a fun time. So I'll show you a little bit of that. As I said, there's not as much as I was hoping for. A lot of it is just going to be sped up driving, and some Jose, who volunteers here, drove with me and helped me film. So it's all being held by a hand, so sorry if it's a little wobbly, but very vlog-ish style, if I even know what a vlog is. I don't know, new to this. But anyways, I think it'll be neat for you guys to see kind of the process of picking them up, and then some of the plants that came. And I am going to share, I didn't keep as many for myself as I usually do. So there's 2 that I think I'm going to keep for myself. One I pre-ordered for myself, and one was kind of left over at the end of the pop-up, and I thought I've kind of always wanted one, so I'm going to keep it. And I'll show you a few of the plants that I ordered for the shop as well. And yeah, so let's get into it. To the airport.
I know.
Say hi to Jose.
Hi.
Empty bag.
It's my first time in a van. I feel like...
Oh my god. And I drive a truck, and this is like, oh man.
How do I flip the camera? I don't know how to.
You can do
This
it.
is an iPhone 20, and I have an iPhone 7, so I don't know how to.
An iPhone 20? Is that such a thing?
So I don't know how to. I'm technology challenge. Oh wait. It's a rainy day in Vancouver as usual. I'm gonna stop for coffee.
That's all, thank you. We're at Tim Hortons.
Proud Canadian business.
Thank you. Bye. They know me here. She's like, you're driving a U-Haul today.
Who did you kidnap today?
I know. Just going to pick up stuff.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
run over the garbage can.
Nope.
No,
No,
we're
we
good.
made it.
We did.
What did you just say?
That I didn't bring my ID.
What?
Shoot! We'll be fine. Okay. Oh, I have my phone. I can give them ID in my phone, and I know.
I don't know. Can you? Hopefully we don't have to drive back
Oh shit.
for your ID. Oh, look. I guess this is how they arrive. Okay. We are lucky they know Lauren here because she didn't bring her ID.
Oops.
And I told her before we left, do you have everything? And she said yes.
Lucky I come here a lot. There's the boxes.
There they are.
Okay, I wore shorts today.
I know, so weird. I kind of knew. Let me give them a 360 of all this. Go! Wait up!
Recover the phone and do a.
Oh! And here's the weather back home.
It was
Like
so sunny.
what?
Welcome back to North Van.
And this is why we call it Raincouver. It's because it's constantly raining.
And North Van seems to be extra rainy and gloomy. Look, it looks like we're driving into a storm.
Yeah, but that cloud is so dark.
I know. We're day 2 and still lots of stuff. So I had kind of restocked the shop with a bunch of plants for this weekend. And I'm going to show you guys a few of the stuff we have in here, and then I will go in the back. So I put a bunch of my baby seedlings. So all these seedlings are ones that I have made myself here. That's a little luxuriant hybrid. And we've got some Crystal Meg cuties and a Meg Forgetii. And what else do we have in here? I think that's all I put out for this weekend. These are cute, with the little no ID anthuriums. They're all popping some new leaves, looking cute. And then we've got down here, I put some gorgeous domesticum. And there's one Florida Beauty left. How beautiful are these guys? A little elbow over there. This is my begonia, who is just loving life here. And I'm so terrified one of these days she's just gonna snap, because look. But when that day comes, I will propagate her. She's got one vine going up to the sky. And then look at her. Is she not so beautiful? And the leaves are massive. I just love her. And I have my Florida Beauty over here. What else do we have in here? We've got anthuriums all down the bottom. Ooh, and we have little baby Thai constellations that are just so cute. Love them. And then some more. These are little seedling vitarifoliums, some pipers, who are so cute. Okay, let's go to the back. So we set up back here with all the pop-up stuff. So I kind of made a wall to have all the pop-up stuff. So we have been open for a day, so there's less plants than there was, but look at how beautiful these queens are. Every time these come in, I am just so tempted to keep another one, and I have to tell myself, don't do it. It's a real struggle. They're just so beautiful. Anthurium esmeraldent, and look at these veitchii. Like, how beautiful is that? And a Bessier Af. And then we have our philodendrons that are left. Hopefully there's not too much glare with this paper or this plastic, but philodendron luxurians, one of my favorite philodendron. They're just so stunning. This is, if you can see it. So it's philodendron Patriciae esmeralda. So it's not a Patriciae. It's actually let's see if I can find a different one. That might be the only one. I have one of these, so I'll have to show you at one time. Out of the wrap, but they're very cute. And classic gloriosums, of course. We've got philodendron Columbia, and we have, let's see if I can pull this guy around, philodendron Sherbericii, very cute, and Choco. A lot of these sold yesterday. And serpents. Do you guys see those hairy petioles in there? Love them. And over here we have some beautiful luxurians. So I got him to send some little seedling luxurians, and oh my god, they're so cute. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, look at this one. How cute is that? Let's see the better lighting. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. So we've got quite a few luxurians left here. Super round. Ooh, and this is a luxurians debilis hybrid. So hard to see through this plastic. I'm sorry. And then we have like veitchii super narrow seedlings, which are also so freaking adorable. Rugulosum seedlings. Tim Plowmanii, which I think these are just so cute. They kind of give me Peltigerum vibes, but they're so cute. And little queen seedlings too. How cute. I mean, look at that price tag. Can't beat it, right? And then we've got some bigger ones left over here. Gorgeous crystallinum black. Regale. seedling regale, which is so cute. So this one is a marmoratum crossed with a longissima lobum. Look at those ears. And it's a good sized plant too. SP Morona. Another regale and another regale. And then I think one of my favorites. So I tend to not keep anything right off the bat, and I just leave it up to fate of what's maybe left over at the end of the sale. This is definitely one that I would love to keep. I do have one, but look at how gorgeous these are. Like, wow. They're so beautiful. So this one's an Anthurium metallicum. Look at the size of that. Then they're all like so pretty and big. So I think there's 5 of these left. Oops, that's not one. This is one. I think there's 5 of these left, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers that one of them might be left over at the end. Let's hope. Okay, let's go over here. So sorry if the filming is bad. I'm walking you around. And so my friend Jesse, who I've spoke about before, he often will bring plants to sales that he has propped, grown, or chopped his plants. And he did again this time. Look at how big this Dark Lord leaf is. He chopped his plant. These are just a bunch of cuttings that he brought to give away for free. Like, look at how big this leaf is. So big. And he's got Jose Buonos. Look at how gorgeous this one is. So pretty. And Monstera Arias. And the most beautiful Parasio Verdes. And Thai Constellations. And some variegated peace lilies. I think this one is a Philodendron Bloody Mary. But yeah, so this is the back here. And not a ton left, but we were able to kind of make this space open a little bit so we can have people back here. We're not usually back here, but this is, while I'm here, might as well show you guys this new regale leaf. So that's my new regale leaf. How gorgeous. And right beside it to your left is a new Nigrolaminum GG leaf. Excited to see how big that one gets. So, day 2, here we go. All right, I'm back. So I'm gonna share with you, first of all, so I did pre-order this one, and it is one that I saw on the list, and surprise, surprise, it's a luxuriant hybrid, and it's really cute. So this one is a luxurians crossed with a debilis. How cute. Do you see on camera how there's such a bluey hue on these leaves? They're just stunning. And I'm really hoping, in my experience with debilis, they're a bit bitchy. I have not enjoyed growing them. So I'm hoping that this being a hybrid, it gets a bit of that hybrid vigor, and it's easier to grow. So far, for it looking like this, I have high hopes, because I'm telling you, in the summertime we had another pop-up, and Gilberto sent some debilis, and by the end of the day they were like crunch. They don't like shipping. Maybe they don't even like life. I don't know. But I'm hoping this one will be nicer to me. So this one, once again, is Anthurium luxurians crossed with debilis. And I am excited to see this one grow. So the next one that I kept, and the last one, so I've only kept two, is actually one that I got from Ecuador last fall, and it came with no roots, and I think it just rotted out. Like it just, I don't know. Anyway, I don't have it anymore, so something must have happened. But I thought I'm going to try it again. I don't know much about them, so if you care for these ones, please leave me a comment below. It is this little cutie, Anthurium timplaumanii. How cute is it? I said in the video that I just shared that it gives me Peltigerum vibes, but without kind of that suede-y, velvety feel. I actually have a Peltigerum here. Someone canceled their pre-order, so I ended up with one. I'm just gonna show you. This leaf is much larger, but hopefully you can see where I'm saying the vibes are coming from. Do you see it? Anybody else see it? So obviously the Peltigerum is a bit more, I don't know if I can even say that it's velvet. It's kind of like suede versus this has kind of got a more shiny finish to it. I sometimes, me and Anna will talk about plant finishes in like paint finishes, like satin or matte or glossy. So I would say this one is semi-gloss and this one is matte. So, but the shape of the leaf and whatnot, I don't know. I kind of thought it was giving me pelty vibes. What do you think? So anyways, this one is Anthurium timplaumanii, and again, we'll see if I can keep it alive. Haven't checked the roots yet, so hopefully they're in decent condition. And the next ones I'm going to share with you are, so I did bring in a few plants for the shop, and there's just 5 types, and I will share those with you now. So the first one is Anthurium metallicum. How beautiful is this guy? This is one of my favorite anthuriums. I know I say that about a lot of them, but this one is my friend Cami, who she's since now moved to Texas, but she grew one of these in her living room, and it was probably, the leaves were probably 3 times the size of this one, if not bigger. It was just so majestic and gorgeous, just living out in her living room. So there's that one. I already repot this guy. The roots weren't fantastic, but it'll root out no problem. So that one, Anthurium metallicum. And the next ones I'm excited about because we all know why when you see it. I brought in some luxurians. Anthurium luxurians. Now the real test will be if I can sell them because I have a thing for them, and I just love them. I mean, look at them, so beautiful. I actually am going to quickly show you the difference in color between the hybrid, and now I think you can really see how that bluey silvery hue on the hybrid over here. But anyway, so yeah, I brought in very limited number of these, but we'll get them acclimated and rooted, and then they will be available. So there's those guys, Anthurium luxurians. The next one I brought in was, it's going to be a little bit bigger, Anthurium regale. So you can actually see some back here. I brought this one, I think I brought in about 10 of these guys, and I just love these because they are all so different. I'll actually pop in a photo right here that I took during the pop-up, because I kind of unpackaged them and I put them all in a box, and they're all so different, and it's so fun. And it's also a little dangerous because if you are a collector, you're not a hoarder, you're a collector like me, it gives you kind of that like, oh, I could keep 10 of them. They're all different, right? Can't tell me that's the same plant when it looks so different. Anybody else's brain work like that? Because that's how mine works. So, but I'll show you that photo here, right here. And look at how pretty they are. I still haven't taken them out of their wrap yet, but I'm gonna get to that today and tomorrow and start potting these guys up into their pots and watching them grow. So once again, this beauty here is an Anthurium regale. Some say regale, I say regale. I think it's all the same, right? And the next one is one that is just, I love them. I have way too many of them in my collection. I actually need to start thinking about which ones I truly want to keep and which ones I need to chop and sell, or just sell as the big plant, because I can't keep them all. They grow and they take up quite a bit of space, and I love them, but I have an excessive amount of them. Philodendron gloriosum. This one I bought as a silver. How beautiful are they? Look at this. And this is like surprising to me that it still looks like this. So usually when I see a plant like this that looks, because gloriosums are notoriously, from my experience, bad shippers, and they yellow and they just end up, you know, you end up with many less leaves than they came with. But if I were like to guess, I would say that this particular one, if I were to pull it out, I bet you it has fresh roots. And the reason I can tell that is because how the plant looks, because there's very minimal yellowing. I think just this one little leaf down here has a little bit of yellowing. If they arrive and they've got a lot of yellowing, I mean, it's not necessarily like, if you get a plant imported and it's got yellowing leaves and whatnot, you know, it's not a dead plant. All you got to do is, you know, give it some love, and as long as your stem and nothing is rotted, it's gonna regrow roots and it's gonna regrow leaves. So this beauty right here is an nope, not an anthurium. All I'm saying is anthuriums. Philodendron gloriosum silver. And last but not least, a beauty. I brought in more Anthurium warocquianums for the shop. So we'll get these beauties rooting and growing, and then they'll be available for purchase. This is, I think if you were to ask, if I was to do a poll, I would almost guarantee, if I asked what was your hardest plant to acclimate, most people would probably say the queen. They can be really hit or miss, I find, acclimating. Some just take it in stride and they just continue to root and grow, and it's like nothing happened. And others are like, where did you just send me to? Cold Canada, send me back. And they just, but I have to say majority of them look to be in pretty good condition. I do have, you know, a lot of yellowing leaves on. I think I have about 10 or 15 of them. And I'm just looking at them now. There's some yellowing leaves, like it's normal. You have to kind of, with imports, you have to be okay with yellowing leaves, falling leaves, dead roots. It all comes with the territory of importing plants. So you can't, I always say, expect less and be happy when you get more, because you know, you might get one like this where this one looks in very good condition. Now I haven't checked the roots yet. I'm a big like root person. Like if I have good roots on a plant, I don't care what the leaves look like as long as I have good roots. If I have good roots, that means I'm gonna be able to get foliage that much sooner. But if these roots are not good and they're rotted, you know, those roots are going to rot, then the plant's going to need to reroot and the leaves are going to suffer or fall off, and you know, it's just a thing. So I always want to make sure the roots are good, and that's why I check the roots almost right away when I get them, just to make sure everything is good. I can actually see, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but do you see that? A wee little root poking its way out of here. So we've got one good root. So this last one that I brought in for the shop is an Anthurium warocquianum. All right guys, that's all the plants. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to put out a video after this one showing what I do with all the plants when I unpot them and check them and repot them and trimming roots and all that stuff. Might be a boring video for some, but hopefully it helps you in your import journey if that is how you choose to buy your plants. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.